Hang on. Pop out chat. There we go. Hey. There we go. Hopefully now I'll have a easier time seeing the chat. All right. Looks like... Whoop, hang on. There we go. Hey, there we go. All right, so...
Here's my center of operations.
Quiet, Nancy.
My desk.
Hush. So, welcome back once again. We are getting back into Nancy Drew. I am your host, Misa Lisa, and this is Nancy Drew, Legend of the Crystal Skull. So, we're going to be jumping right back in. We are, I think we're in the home stretch. Because if you look where we left off, the Cajun cooking truck is gone. The doctor's gone. Zeke's is closed. So...
I still need to do that.
How? He's gone. We waylaid Lamont last time. The poor man. First we gave him a sneezing fit, and then in part 2 we gave him some very serious tummy trouble with some overly spicy gumbo.
Done.
We got
I
the name
can
of
check
Bruno's
that
dog,
I
and
still need to do that.
gotta figure out where the heck the Jolly Roger crew is meeting. And I gotta get a costume, so I have to dress up like a skeleton in a ascot. So we got that going for us. Alright. Awesome. Creepy alleyway. Loud light. Well, we need to go into... Ah! Ew! Ah! Oh! Oh, no! No, 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 no. Ugh, I hate cockroaches. Okay. I was wondering why we had this compact. So the reason we have this compact is so we can dust for fingerprints. Ah, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so we go in order of the darkest. 2, 8, 9, 0, 5. Aha! We got it. Ow. Okay. I'm gonna wear that. Is there anything else I can mess around with? I wanted to go say hi to Kimmy Chimera. Alright. Looks like that's about all we can do here. Apparently it lied and there is no alarm sound? Okay. Guess this is happening.
What's the password?
Password? Right. Let's see.
It was
Scuttled
scuttled boat.
boat.
Right?
Forget it.
It wasn't scuttled boat. What was it? It was scuttled boat. Scuttled bones. It was scuttled bones. I remember now.
What's the password?
Password? Right.
Oh, I have to
let's see.
scroll down.
Scuttled bones.
Better hurry, we're just about to start.
All right, so I need to figure out the Jean Lafitte. Okay, so that's the voice the name I have to tell. Hey, Shadow Man.
Welcome, my fellow Jolly Rogers.
that
We
voice.
have several pressing matters to discuss.
Yeah, that
this
sounds
evening,
like the doctor.
so let us begin. As you may or may not have heard, certain city officials are attempting to deny us the right not only to gather in public places during the Mardi Gras season, but they have also seen fit to...
Shoot, I forgot to turn off my cell
Who's calling me?
It seems we have an
Ah,
uninvited
crab
guest.
baskets.
Get him!
Ah! Why did you make that sound?
Go! You're making a big mistake. Let go of me. Look, I'm not here to make trouble. You're making a big deal out of nothing.
Why do you sound like that?
Where are you taking me? If you just let me explain.
Why, it seems our trespasser is of the female variety. Let's have a look.
That's right. You know me and I know you, Dr. Buford. And I also know that you were the one who attacked my friend over at the Boley Mansion today. And if you don't tell me why right now, I promise you, you are gonna be in one big world of hurt.
So there.
The young lady's clearly upset about something. Clarence, take over the meeting while I try to find out why she's making all these crazy accusations.
They're not crazy and you know it.
I will tell you everything, Miss Marvin, in private.
And he did. He told me everything, Nancy. I bluffed him into confessing. You would have been so proud of me.
Okay, I guess
Oh,
that's
and before
that.
I forget. The name they chanted at the start of the meeting was Jean Lafitte.
Jean Lafitte.
Hey,
Wait,
good
now
to see
what
you
did
can
Dr.
join Ace.
Buford tell you?
Okay. First off, he said that with his dying breath, Bruno Boley directed him to steal the painting of Henry's parents and lock it up in Henry's parents' crypt. Bruno seemed to think that way, Henry would wind up with the crystal skull instead of somebody else.
So Dr. Buford dressed up in his skeleton man costume, stole the canvas, and hid it in the crypt like Bruno asked.
That must have been when Renee saw Mr. Death.
But then, Dr. Buford had second thoughts and decided to heck with Henry.
Apparently.
He wanted that crystal skull for himself. So this afternoon, he dressed up in his skeleton man costume again and snuck into Henry's house so he could get the key from that mini cemetery and retrieve the painting he'd left in that crypt, knowing the painting would somehow lead him to the skull.
Only I walked in on him and ruined everything.
Right. And now that we're onto him, he says he no longer wants the skull. He's embarrassed that he allowed his superstitious side to get the best of him and says whoever finds the skull is welcome to it. At least that's what Dr. Buford said. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
I told him
Bess.
you were looking for the skull.
That's all right.
Actually, I told him you were on the verge of finding it.
Why would you tell him
Why?
that?
Why would you say that?
No, I got carried away. So if he lied to me and he really does still want the skull, then he might come after you. He left right after we talked, and I don't think he went back into that meeting. What if he's on his way over there?
Don't worry, I'll be fine. Why don't you just... Whoa, that bolt of lightning was huge. Anyway, why don't you just go relax and I'll be back at the hotel before you know
Yeah,
it,
great
okay?
timing.
Bess?
Oh no, the
Hello?
phone lines are out.
Bess, you there? Nope, she sure isn't.
Right, so we are now completely on our own for the rest of this. Let's check our to-do list.
I haven't done that.
I haven't explored every inch of the garden. Okay, so we've got to be in the end game if I can no longer switch
I
with
haven't
Bess.
done that.
Oh, I got to figure out where that number goes.
Can't check that off yet.
Henry's got a glass eye on a keychain. Well, there is that whole Bruno's crypt is still in the garden. I had to do something with the buzzard heads with his crypt, so we'll figure that out. And
Check.
I did that. I dressed
Check.
Iggy as a pirate.
All
Had her
done.
infiltrate. Oh, that's right. Iggy retrieved. That's what Iggy retrieved. Okay. So how do I spell Jean Lafitte? How do I spell Jean Lafitte? Get back here. How do I... Okay. Well done, Bess. You're a master at making enemies while snooping. Nancy must be proud. I imagine so. Okay, let's see. Jean Lafitte. Jean Lafitte. Okay, how many eyeballs is that? 19. I'm missing 6? Where are they? I legitimately do not know where else to look. Oop, got that one. No. Stop that. So, there's one... So many eyes, so little game left. You're right. And I got the one that was in here, right? Yes, I did, because it won't let me go back. I got the ones from there. There has to be a place to input... There were these numbers. But where do I find the librarian's eye? Like, where do I put in those numbers?
Yes?
Oh, I guess it's been a while since I've asked
The
some
box
questions.
of your great uncle's things that you sold to Zeke's curio shop, that was a no-no, wasn't it?
What box of things? I don't know what you're talking about.
The guy who owns the shop said you sold him a box of assorted items. I am assuming they used to be Bruno's.
Well, somebody screwed up somewhere because I haven't sold anything to anybody. Why would I sell one lousy box of stuff when I'm about to inherit a whole house full of stuff? Get real.
Well, I mean, I've
You
screwed over
sold it
Lamont every
because you
other way.
needed
I
some quick cash in order to keep
just
Summer
sell
happy,
out, yeah.
didn't you?
How do you know about her?
Playing detective is actually a lot more than a hobby with me. I could make a lot of trouble for you, Henry, but if you come clean, tell me about Summer.
She's this girl I'm in love with. I think she loves me back, but she's so unpredictable it drives me nuts.
How is she unpredictable?
I never know what's gonna make her happy. Like, just before I left, I took practically every bit of cash I had and bought her a bunch of CDs. You know, to keep her occupied while I was gone, right? Well, soon as I get here, she calls and says her sound system just went bluey, and I had to buy her a new one, because what good were the CDs I bought her if she couldn't play them? So then
you threw a bunch of Bruno's things into
She's
a
a
box
gold
and
digger.
sold it to that curio shop.
yeah, I wired her the money, but then she called and said she also needed new headphones. Next call, it was new speakers, and now she expects me to buy her a flat-screen TV. When I try to
This
talk
is
to
back
her
when
about
flat
always
screens were
wanting
like a
more
big deal.
that, she gets really mad. But I'm afraid if I don't give her what she wants, I'm afraid she'll dump me. And I couldn't
you could
take
do
that.
better.
I mean, she's the only girlfriend I've ever had. Ever will have, probably. Look, you don't need to go telling Renee or any of those lawyers about selling that stuff, right?
I can't just ignore what you did, Henry.
Give me
I
the
know.
eye on a
You still want the
keychain,
glass
and we'll
eye?
call it
Take
even.
Go ahead.
There we go.
It's all yours. You want something, I want something, take it and we're even, okay?
Well, it's not like you sold off half the estate or anything.
$300. That's all I've gotten out of his estate. I swear. Go on, take it. I was naughty, but from now on I'll be nice, I promise.
New Orleans goth boy with a genuine pedigree uncle with a creepy mansion? Oh yeah, he can easily get someone new.
Do you know anything about the crystal skull that was in that box of junk you sold to Zeke's?
There wasn't any crystal skull in that box.
Are you sure? It would have been inside another box.
Well, I did throw in some smaller boxes. Like I said, I was just grabbing stuff. Was it valuable?
All I really know for sure right now is that it's missing.
Great. Be just my luck to have sold something that wasn't junk to that glorified trash collector.
How come your great-uncle's crypt is in the garden and not in the cemetery?
Don't ask me. It's kind of weird. Apparently, he built the crypt himself,
That's
but he
right.
never indicated in
I asked
will
this
or
the
anywhere
first time
else
around,
that that's
but
where he wanted to be
apparently
buried.
forgot to ask it
I
in,
stuck his ashes in there anyway and had the thing
I
inscribed.
take my do-over.
If that's not what he wanted, too bad.
I'm going to keep looking around.
Sounds good.
There's gotta be somewhere I can mess with things. Well, I got the keychain now. He just gave it to me.
Hello again.
I'd better get going. Take care, hon.
I don't know why I didn't tell him why the painting was missing. There was no dialogue option for that. Okay. So let's see, was click. Okay. So it goes. This is gonna take some messing around. I gotta figure out what patterns they're supposed to be in. I did not write this down. Okay. It look like that. Yeah, the animation of turning around was probably the creepiest thing in the whole game. Yeah, there is some, craziness with, when they do cutscenes like that. I have no idea what order I'm supposed to be pushing these in. Okay, so is that like all the way out or is that like halfway out? Nothing changed. Well, that doesn't look right. Still not looking right. Maybe that one needs to come out just a little bit. Can I figure out how to get that one out? Nope, that can't be right. So close. I have no idea. It is, this bird. That reset the whole thing? It does! Yay! Okay, so... Well, that's just a hot mess. Okay, so that moves those three. Maybe? No, that's not right. Hang on. Let's start with this one. Oh, good. So my face is being quite memeable today, apparently. We got the one all the way up. Ooh. Maybe. Okay. What do you call an alfalfa? Is there something wrong with my hair? Oh, you were talking to the bird. Thought you were talking to me. We're getting close. I didn't hit this way. Let's try hitting this one. I did a thing! Now it spit something at me. Oh, that's the key for the thingy. So let's try. Boom. Aha! More eyeballs! You're right, at least it didn't land on my foot. That would have been very painful. This thing is like, ooh. Okay, I've decided if I ever end up with a glass eye, I'm gonna have these kinds of eyeballs. I'm gonna have like the coolest eyes ever. Mostly just to freak people out with it. Okay, so that's 24, so I'm missing one. Okay, so
All done.
I did that.
All done. Did that. Check. Check. I haven't done that.
I'm missing one eyeball.
I haven't done
And
that.
it has to do with the librarian's eye, I'm sure of it. But I need to figure out,
Still have to do that.
is it a place in the garden? Maybe I can come over to this place over here for some random reason. Unless it has to do with Bruno's... Are the 4 vines a clue? I don't know. I don't think so, because... I mean, everything that's been a clue so far for him has been something that is very sturdy and long-term. And vines are something that's very easy to... I don't know.
Can't check that off yet.
Okay, so there's got to be something in the garden. Or apparently I needed to come to the other side somehow? Apparently there was another side to this wall. How convenient. I needed to stand on those, apparently. Because of course I can take the spire off of the wall. And I'm willing to bet that's what goes in this funky hole over here. No? Ooh, does it connect with the... No. Okay, so where does this go? Apparently I'm messing with that again. You're right, it did not look stable to stand on, but apparently I can stand on it. Hang on, son of a leprechaun! But where do I put things? Ace seems to be under the impression that every time I say son of a leprechaun, I'm referring to Jacksepticeye. Which, if he did pop out of nowhere and help me, that would be very impressive and a little bit crazy, and I would absolutely love it, but... Is it somewhere up there that I have to mess with this? Nope, that's a calendar. It's not what I want. I'm missing a 1!
Check.
Okay, so I've now explored every inch of the garden. All I have left is
Still have
to
to do
figure
that.
out which book.
Can't check that off yet.
And that book has got to have the last eyeball. Let's go to the library. It's the only place I can think to go. The eyes have the skull. That's what we've discovered.
Yes?
I'll stop bugging you now.
Awesome.
Here we go. A librarian's tale.
Apparently, I just need to click everything. There we go. The last of the eyeballs. Okay. These go in there. Okay. To the book. Okay. That's a good question. Why would he keep that eye in the librarian's tale instead of something by J.R.R. Tolkien that did look like the Eye of Sauron? Alright, stealthily stalking them, famished and anxious. Out. South. It's down. Hunting west. Left waters. He was cantankerous. South. Here. South. The sea. East. Stricken pirates aplenty. A week's worth of looting. Left. Their large 7 something. That's 1 to 5. Okay, next is 6 and 7. down to the port. We'll plunder some dinner, but the truth is that these pirates could have been thinner. Their villainous vessel was bogged down by booty. They would drop off the treasure and away they'd be scooting. 8 to 12. 12. They would foul up the village and make a great mess. Down to the mangroves, they'd surely digress. Oh, it's a beastie. East. Swim for your lives. The calm seas. East. Right? Yes, east. Treachery left a surprise. A long-legged beastie, whose eyes were aglow, had spotted some treasure in the hold down below. And his curious nature could not let it go. So he tore down the hull, and alarmed were the pirates. He started to break down the structures inside it. Right, is that all of it? Yes. 17 through 20. This nautical naughtiness knocked down the ship. These petrified pirates were muddled and miffed. So they fired their guns at this grand octopus, at one leg, at two legs, at left leg, then six. But the creature continued with two other arms. The north up western water welled in with alarm. The pirates abandoned this nautical nonsense and swam right to shore with their rather large haunches. But gaggles of gunmen got left getting gobbled. The creature was angry, in its own ink it bobbled. So down dove the octopus right to his den. He spit out their bones and fashioned a fence. At each treasure, of course, he had not left behind. He befriended all these baubles in a very short time. Okay. So, down, left, down, right, left, down, down, up, down, right, right, left, right, down, down, up. So I need the hand from the shovel. I'm glad that didn't break. And the spire. And this thing. Because of course I do. So where am I putting all this together? Apparently not in my inventory. What does this man's wardrobe look like? That's a very good question, because if he was going to change his eyeball every day, I gotta imagine he would color coordinate with his clothing. Do you think he went in like full-on medieval armor when he wore the Eye of Sauron? Looked like the Witch King of Angmar? Okay, so I think we gotta go here. Aha, yes, okay. So we're gonna take the spire and just shove that in there. And then stick that on there. I want to know who his robotics expert was. Because there's like some seriously... Okay, but having a little moving toy alligator is very different. It lives! Apparently his stone birds come with laser vision. Hey, we that bird's been eating. I'm not sure I want it though. Yes. Crap.
Nancy? That you in there? Goodness sakes, gal, what on earth have you gone and done?
The lid's closing and I don't know how to stop it.
Help me.
Here, I'll pull you up. Toss what you're holding up here, then give me your
Don't
hand.
do
Come
it,
on, you best
Nancy.
hurry.
Don't do
Here
it.
it comes.
No. This is literally out of Indiana Jones.
Renee, a little help,
Toss me
please.
the idol. I toss you the
A
whip.
crystal skull. After all that scheming, how do I finally get it? Why, this nice little Yankee
Nancy!
gal just hands it to me.
Renee, help me. Hurry, please.
Thank you, Nancy. Bye now.
No, you've got to help me.
How did you not
Renee!
see this coming, Nancy?
Renee!
All right. Okay. Apparently we're playing a matching game. I can barely see. And I gotta move quick because I'm sure I'm gonna like suffocate or something if I don't move fast enough. Yep, that's done it. No, I didn't want to kill Nancy this time. Oh, good, her muddy footprints. Boat engine? Crap! No, it's the wrong way! Move faster, Nancy!
Renee, hold it right there. That skull isn't yours. To say nothing of the fact that you just tried to bury me alive.
The skull is mine. It wants to be mine. Yes, I did my share of scheming to get it. I got Dr. Bolay to go to the authenticators, then switched the letter they wrote saying it was real with one I wrote saying it was fake. In hopes that Dr. Bolay would just hand it over to me. Yes, my plan failed, and yet, here we are. I have the skull. Why? Because it knows that I will fulfill its destiny.
Bruno Bolay wanted Henry to have it. That's why he had Gilbert Buford steal that painting and hide it in Henry's parents' crypt. Because he hoped that way Henry would eventually
I'm glad we're all
find it.
making time for the ever important
If he ever got
monologues.
his hands on this, he would just turn around and give it to that trashy girlfriend of his. Dr. Bolay, he just wanted it because he was terrified of dying. Gilbert
Ooh,
Buford,
Bernie!
too. And that Lamont fella, he just wants to sell it to the highest bidder. But me, my motives are pure. I am going to protect
Pure greed?
it so it can rendezvous with all those other skulls. I'm going to be right there when they start conversing, and all the mysteries of the universe
You think
are
they can
forever
talk?
solved. Ah!
Gulp.
No, 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 come back!
I love that the gator just
Renee
swallows
burst into
it.
tears and sobbed as Bernie swam away with a crystal skull. It made me feel sorry for her for about 2 seconds. After all, while she may not have meant to cause Bruno's death, she certainly meant to cause mine when she left me sealed up in that crypt. It felt good to turn her over to the police. Later that night, Dr. Buford came over and apologized for knocking me out with that smoke bomb and for allowing himself to think, even for a moment,
Well,
that
now
Bruno's
Bernie's
crystal
immortal.
skull was anything more than a pretty piece of quartz. To make up for his shameful behavior, he insisted
Yeah,
on
it's
taking
still
Bess
not a
and me
smoke
on a
bomb. It
grand
was some
tour
kind of
New
powder he
Orleans.
threw at me that-
Seeing the city through the eyes of someone who loves it as much as Dr. Buford was truly special. He invited Henry too, but Henry declined. He was still trying to process the fact that his great-uncle wanted him to have the skull. Henry always thought that to Bruno he was nothing more than an annoying family obligation, someone Bruno couldn't care less about. Yet Bruno's request of Dr. Buford, made with his dying breath, proved that he did care about Henry. Apparently, and unfortunately for Henry, Bruno was the type of man who just couldn't bring himself to say such things out loud. As for Lamont, when he heard what happened, he closed his shop, bought enough marshmallows to fill a swamp boat, and has been scouring the bayous ever since, kicking every log he comes to in hopes of finding Bernie and the crystal skull inside him. But Bernie has yet to turn up. Maybe the skull didn't agree with him. Maybe swallowing it caused him to stop associating the sound of a kicked log with yummy sweet things.
That's
In any
possible.
case, the Whisperer has disappeared, lost to the world once again, which is totally fine by me.
Which of Zeke's hoodoo powders did Renee have in her room? It was hiccuping. Okay, so for spending way too much time with that creepy dummy, for nosing around all the powders at Zeke's, for finding an Easter egg. I did find one. For finding all 3 Easter eggs, did not do that. For never missing an opportunity to chat someone up. Never meeting a gumball you didn't like. For trying that spicy gumbo. For your obvious enthusiasm for Cocoa Crinkle. Okay, so I obviously didn't get all the little awards. For discovering the truth behind Bruno's purloined letter.
Talk about a detective's dream come true. The Italian police called me personally and requested that I travel to Italy and help them stake out a suspected thief in Venice. Unfortunately, what started out as a simple assignment in a city filled with canals, gondolas, and romance quickly morphed into a full-fledged undercover operation, and I soon found myself trapped in a maze of lies, disguises, and danger. Help me find my way out by joining me in my next adventure,
The Phantom
of Venice.
All right, so we've got some nice sequel bait there. All right, so that... Quiet you. That was Nancy Drew, Legends of the Crystal Skull. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Excuse me, still have that head cold. Since when do the Italian police reach out to American teens? I have no idea, but we can always play that one next to find out if you'd like. I might stop this, because I'm also recording this as well as streaming. I might stop the recording and post this, and then also start the next one if you guys are interested. Maybe record that for just a little while longer before we're calling it a night. And I mean, it's... What do you think, Ace? I do have Phantom of Venice. Oop. Where's my regular... I have a friend who keeps sending me all these gifts. There we go. Okay. I have so many Nancy Drew games. Phantom of Venice, right there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and